off. So we have red team coming from the top of Crysis, Brawler and Lokyo, Hunter, Adila and Toilailee coming up from the bottom. So let's see if we can't pick where the first bit of action is going to kick off. See, tunnels getting used by the red team. Looks like we've got the Lord General going for the power on the right. Two heroes coming for the VP on the left. So it looks like this is going to be our first shots fired in anger. And it's all kicking off across the map. Meanwhile, the Lord General still picking up the power at the top. Warboss coming in for support. Sluggish just hanging back. Warboss thinking better of charging through. Meanwhile, we've got Eldar on Eldar action in the middle. Banshee's getting in on the Warpspider, who manages to pull out. Stomp up for Toilailee Sentinel. Meanwhile, the red team having a bit of a push on the power, but we can see that Hunter has come in to defend along with Adila coming round. Not sure if Adila went for Banshees. If he did, he's lost them. Warboss going in deep. Big stomp, and it's going to have to pull out. Spore mines in from Crysis. Warboss goes down. Banshee's in a little bit of trouble. Slug is chasing, but the Banshees are going to get away with 14 HP. Meanwhile, the Slug is now in a bit of trouble. They'll be fine. But this is going to allow them to have a big push on this generator farm. Out comes Adila with his shuriken platform, and it looks like Brawler manages to get the leap in just as he retreats. One gem's gone down. Meanwhile, at the top, Warboss and some shooters bashing the gem farm at this end. So big push from the red team, keeping that power pressure up. Sluggers going in, but just a sheer weight of fire, and the Warboss coming down to support now. So blue team now stabilising, managed to push out a little bit, capping up the bottom on the left, getting the contested victory point. And looks like they're going to have a little attempt at getting on this power. Shuriken, it looks like it's got to set up and protect the approach. We do see a Shuriken now for Brawler, and the Immolator Blade from Brawler on the Guardian Weapons team, put that pressure on. Brawler's weapon team setting up just out of the arc, it seems, of this Shuriken weapons platform. And Warlock should get out fine. But Toilailee finds himself stuck between two players now, might have to just back off a little bit. Hope to get his heavy weapons team set up in time, which he should manage. But there are some sneaky sluggers coming round the back here. Sentinel taking a lot of damage. Grenades go in. Oh, nice grenade spike with some sluggers on retreat path. Can they get the right squad? No, they pull out for some reason. Maybe feeling he wasn't going to get there. Meanwhile, on this left-hand side, we see some Storm Boys with Hard Boys on. So, blue team settling with a 2-1 lead. on the victory points, but still 40 points behind on the victory point count. So we can see Lokyo coming for the push on this power. 4 staff. Rangers here for Adila. Stormboy's going to come put pressure on these Banshees. We're going to find some Stormboys in retreat path if they're not careful. And that looks like the boss pole from the Warboss as well. But shooters are forced off. Not sure the Warboss is going to get too far in on here. And the Stormboys are also forced off. Toilailee heading to tier 2 now. Anyone else looking close? So he's going to be the first one there. And I imagine he's going to go straight for the Chimera, which is going to be uncontested for a little bit. So, Crysis is going to come around and put some pressure on the power at the bottom. Meanwhile, at the top, Toilalee putting pressure on the power farm up here, but the sluggers coming around the side, around the arc of the heavy weapons team, have forced them off. So a stun there on the Ravenor suggests that we've got the improved warp generator, but I don't think he's taken anyone with him. Grenades in on this Eldar and coming back at Adila. The second one's going to miss, but the Rangers do get out alive. So Chimera on its way out for Toilailee, and it could be out before any of the red team even get close to tier 2. Brawler being the first one to go. And just going now. Blue team still behind in the VPs, but with a 2-to-1 cap, it won't be long before they've caught up. So Brawler coming around with his Warlock, seeing the 2 squads, realises he's going to be forced off. Warboss gets in with that boss pole, providing that suppression and health bonus. And Cry going to be forced off. So the Chimera's out for Toilailee, and that's before Brawler even gets to tier 2. Cry and Lokyo. So Lokyo is going to have a hard time when that Chimera hits. Stormboys need to go. And Ravenor is going to get out, I think. Yeah. Ravenor squad burst striking, but into the middle of some orcs. These slugger boys are in trouble. 3 HP. Just clutch save there. And then up top, we're going to see the Chimera come in and put a lot of pressure. So, Cry and Lokyo now going to 2. So, we can see Adila pushing up, but he's about to get interrupted by these Hormagaunts. Shooter boys managing to put some damage on. Adila managing to pull back and set up. Potentially setting up the wrong way again though, as the threat comes in from the north. Fire Dragon's out for Brawler. Put pressure on that Chimera. Could be a completely wiped power farm.
sparky no more. This powered old thingy.
So sluggers coming in, our boys used, but they're still taking a lot of damage from the guardsmen who can just pop in to the Chimera if need be. Pop in and come back. Toilailee going for a Chimera, a Manticore again. A Brawler coming out with the Wraith Lord this time. We've got the mean looking Stormboy Knob, which looks to me as if he has an ASM style jetpack on. I think he's looted that jetpack from an ASM. Certainly looks like it. Meanwhile, Toilailee still putting that pressure up top. Chimera supporting his troops. Is he going to manage to get in a... So there's the rocket barrage from the tank busters, but missing the Chimera. Trying to hunt down the Chimera now. Putting enough pressure to force them off, which is going to force the guardsmen off, which means the Chimera isn't going to be able to hang around for too much longer. Meanwhile, Wraith Lord now going to put pressure. We see some Warpspiders for Adila. Do we see the Brightlands coming out? We do. Also has the aspect of the Warpspider, giving him the Haywire Grenade, which will pin the Wraith Lord in place. So there goes the Brightlands now. Haywire Grenade goes in, but he might have just got away from the Brightlands, and Ravenor's coming in from behind with Catalyst on, so taking extra damage, but they will also put out a lot more damage. Grenade goes in and just misses. So VP is now in favour of the blue team. It's a 1-1 cap, blue team 50 points ahead. So it looks like we might be getting an engagement up here, but looks like he's pulled back.
The enemy's taken one of our requisition points.
So the Eldar army of Brawler coming down the middle, joining up with the Ork army who are heading mid. So that auto kind of ripping these shooter boys to shreds. How are we going to see sluggers get in on the Chimera, but they're not going to do too much damage. Chimera needs to be careful with the tank busters coming through. He won't take too many hits. Sluggers with our boys on. Was it our boys? Should get out okay though. And then there's a creeping barrage of retreat trying to snipe these sluggers, but they just managed to avoid it. Brawler asking his team to push. They've got a good overload on this right hand side or left hand side, especially with two players on the right. Yeah, the Eldar's on the right, so the Power 5 are going to be in trouble. We do see tier 3 for Hunter and Adila, and there's going to be a potential power bash at the top as well. Eldar army coming in for the flank, but it's a bit of a precarious position, I think. Haywire Grenade goes in on the Wraith Lord, but is there anything to follow up? Doesn't look like it. The Brightlands is shot blocked from it. Warpspider XR, not sure he's going to get away from there. Nope, and he goes down. So red team now in a strong position to put some pressure on. They've won the engagement, they already have the contested, so they could look to push on. Meanwhile, the Orc player pushing hard down this right hand side. Sluggers, however, could be in a little bit of trouble. Scared off by the Manticore strike. Warboss getting in on the Manticore. But even an angry Warboss without a claw is not going to do that much damage. So a little lull in the action while the blue team look to regroup. 2 Manticores now for Toilailee, and he goes tier 3. Meanwhile we see a truck coming out for the Orc player Lokyo. Red team now 30-point victory point lead. And we've got 2 blue players, or 2 red players to the 2 blue, so this is where we're going to get the big fight. Rocks going in. Slow retreat for the Tyranid player. They just seem to sit there. Don't think we're seeing any white squads. Don't think there's anything white, but there's a lot of damage done. The Ranger might be struggling to get out there. 8 victory, 8 HP they do, so blue now restabilise. Crysis calling out that he's okay. Like I say, took a lot of damage, but didn't lose any squads. Stormboy's trying to take on this stunned Wraith Lord, but with the Wraith Lord unstunning, it's not the greatest position for them. But we do have some tank busters getting some shots off. So if any of you can tell what's going on in this little mix-up, you're better than me. 2 grenades go in, again doing a bit of damage. So Crysis has got away with his losses, but you can see his wreck is severely depleted. Blue team looking to restabilise those victory points. Ogrins for Toilailee to get amongst these Orcs. We do see the power claw on the Warboss. Bonehead leader coming out now. And the rest of his army coming to put on that pressure, and that's the Warboss down. So blue team now look to have re-established themselves in this game. After losing a couple of big engagements. The nuke was, I feel it was a good nuke. It's really put the pressure on. You see a tank coming out and commandos for Hunter. It's just going to be very difficult for the red team here to push potentially. Brawler's Warlock goes down. And here comes the looted tank for Hunter. Oh, Eldritch Storm on, not 100% sure. Doesn't seem to be very much in there. Obviously that was Adila's. Might have forced off a few units. Still a 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Avatar coming out for Adila. Obviously, that was aimed at Crysis. So we're going to get a big engagement here. Looty tank looking a bit shaky, but we see the Lumberjacker And a big stun going to come in from the Stone Boys. Really going to put pressure on Crysis's army. Again, they get out, but with a large economic loss. Lots of reinforcement needed. And he can probably push on this Wraith Lord now with the tank. Should be able to finish it off. But Piano has lost his tank somehow to Rippers. And the Wraith Lord did survive. But we do have an avatar on the field now. Attack Buster Barrage misses, but the stray shots manage to take the Wraith Lord back. And Crysis called for his team to pull back. Nob's coming out for Hunter now. D-Cannon for Adila. Power Bash on the red team. So Brawler going tier 3, but with no power. Crysis already there, but with no power, so they're going to struggle to get anything out. Brawler calling the GG to his team anyway. Yeah, Brawler realising got no power and they're not going to be getting anything out for very long. Nobs coming in and Avatar goes for the wrong retreat path for the Wailing Doom ability. But I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. So, Hunter just consolidating in the middle now. They've got a 200 point lead. So here comes the Red Army now. The Avatar's going to come in. Waiting Doom's probably not far off cooldown. So there is the field ability from the Warpspider. And that. Oh, there we go, guys. So I suppose we can follow these 3 through to the next round.